Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. May the peace and blessings of Allah be upon all of you. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. I seek refuge in Allah from Satan the accursed. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. قال رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. This was a dua from the Quran. It is from Surah Taha, which is chapter 20, verse 25 to 28. This was the dua made by Hazrat Musa alayhi salam when he was commanded by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to liberate his people from Fir'aun. So interpretation, Musa alayhi salam cried to Allah and he made this dua, and the dua basically means, he said, "O my Lord, expand for me my breast." In other words, he asked Allah to make him brave for the task that he had to do and remove the impediment from my speech. Musa alayhi salam had an impediment in his speech, so he asked Allah to remove that impediment from his speech so that he could speak clearly to Fir'aun when he goes there to liberate his people. And he continues and says, "And make my task easy for me so that they may understand what I have to say." And this was the dua that Musa alayhi salam, prayed, said to Allah, asking Allah to help him and to strengthen him for the job that he had to do. So this dua, I feel, is relevant to me as well, because I'm going to be saying a few words and I thought it might be very good for me to say that dua so that all you children understand. My name is Muhammad Ali Alwan. I am Appa Sabreen's father. I was born in Tanzania. Tanzania is in Africa. Africa is one of the biggest continents in the world, and Tanzania is one of the countries in Africa. The town that I was born in is called Dar es Salaam, which means the door of peace. I was born in there in 1960 and I went to school in Tanzania. Their language in Tanzania is Swahili. So in Swahili, I'm going to bid you Jambo. Now Jambo means hello. And I went to school there. The school that I went to was called Bohora School. Now when I was in that school, at that time in 1965, 66, we didn't really have that many instruments. We didn't have any computers. We didn't have any phones. We had to just make do with basic things. So, for example, we didn't have many toys. So we just had to make do with whatever we had. And I lived in Tanzania for 10 years. At the age of 10, I then came to the United Kingdom in 1970. Tanzania is most famous for three things. One of them is the crater, which is known as Ngorongoro crater, and it has the largest safari park, which is called the Serengeti National Safari Park. And more famously, Tanzania is known for the mountain that it has. It's called Mount Kilimanjaro, which is more famous for Tanzania. Now, we also have an organization which is known as World Aid Project, which I am the co-founder and the director of. And basically what this World Aid Project does is we collect money from people, whoever wants to donate, and we go to Africa, mainly in Tanzania and some of the parts in Tanzania like Arusha, Moshi, Tandahimba, which is the southern tip of Africa, Rufiji, and we sort of go and help the people there in building mosques or schools, We actually built a bore well in one of the towns in Tanzania where the people in that village had to go for at least 2.5 miles before they could get any water. So we actually made arrangements for a bore well to be dug there with a hand pump, and we built the bore well there, and we helped a number of people there in Tanzania. So that was a brief introduction of Tanzania, which is in Africa. As you know, it is one of the biggest continents in the world. And I hope that was enjoyable for you young children to find out a little bit about Tanzania. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. May the peace and blessings of Allah be upon all of you.